The funniest thing about you going to Boise State is you got absolutely finessed into going to Boise State.
Yes. Well,
Like, I
that's
remember our mother, who many moons ago went to Girls State as a child.
Right.
And she was like, it's awesome. It's so much fun. Like, you just hang out, do cool shit, blah, blah, blah. And then I remember you
Make
going.
cookies. I remember her distinctly saying, "There's cookies."
I remember you going and having to, like, be up by, like, 5:30 and fold the corners of your bed in, or else it would get flipped over, and then, like, running to the mess hall and doing push-ups.
Yeah, you have to. So the day you show up at Boise State, first of all, they literally it's literally like brainwashing techniques. Like, they take away your identity. They tell you, so you get dropped off, or you take a bus there from an American Legion
phones,
post.
right?
Yeah, so they take your phone. They give you 2 T-shirts, and that's all you have to wear for the whole week that you're there. And one of them is for, like, PT, and that, which is physical training, for anybody who doesn't know. And then the other one is for just, like, other stuff. And so you go, and they're like, this is the building you're in. Go to that building. You, give them your phone. And then they're like, put on the shirt. You're going to then come downstairs, go stand in the parking lot, and you're going to meet your Marine in 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay. So I like meet my roommates real quick. Then I go down, and we're all changed, and they have us stand in lines, and it's in the middle of this parking lot. It's in August. It's super hot. The sun is just beating down. There's zero shade, and we're standing in this parking lot for like 35 minutes, completely silent, and eventually this guy struts out, this massive human being in his Marine uniform, and he introduces himself. And I remember the first thing he kind of said, he was like, is anybody offended by swearing? And this one kid raises his fucking hand, and he's like, why are you offended by swearing? And this kid's like, it's against my religion, sir. And the guy goes, is your religion if other people are swearing? And the kid was like, he had nothing to say. So the guy was like, good, now everybody, here's how the fuck this is gonna go. And
he tees up that question waiting to shit on at least one kid every year.
100%, 100%. And so
what do you think it would take for him to not swear? Somebody to be like,
I don't know.
Literally die on site if you swear at me. Like, I have a medical condition where if you say the word fuck, I will just decease.
Probably. That would.
And
probably
even then,
have
he
to
might
be,
just
even
say,
then, yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
So you don't have like you give up your name when you go. Like, there's no saying I, and there's no, like, you can't refer to yourself. And if you're referring to yourself, it's I. If you're talking about yourself to somebody else, you have to refer to yourself as this citizen. So there's no names, nothing. And it's fucking, I can't believe it.
Did that?
It's insane.
If you got caught not saying.
Oh yeah, you'd have to. I mean, obviously, they would verbally embarrass you, and then they'd probably make you like run or something like that. But there was like a video club, and I was like, I'm going there. If anybody is going to Boise State, that's the move, because you get out of so much of the actual like bad brainwashing shit if you are in like the videography section. So one day we show up in the morning, and the door's locked. The guy is like not there, and but who is there? But this other Marine. Who this Marine is like? He was not assigned a county because last year he was so intense to his county that they were like, "We'll have you come around, but you can't like, be in charge of a full group of children." So,
this was your senior year?
This was the summer before my senior year of high school. So, he sees this group of us, and he starts, and you're supposed to like, I don't know, you got to do some kind of shit.
Attention.
You got to stand at attention or like salute them or something whenever you see a Marine. And he's like, wall sits, everybody. So we all do wall sits, and we're just, not looking at him or anything. And he goes, I want you all to look to your right. And we look over, and these were kind of like the administrative offices. And there's one kid sitting by himself, this chubby blonde kid on a bench. And he's just kind of like looking at the ground. And this Marine says to us, he's like, you see that kid? He's going home because he's weak and he couldn't handle it. And this kid is right fucking there. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is brutal. It was insane.
Kind of unreal.
So you have to do like hospital corners on your bed. So they show you kind of how to do that. But if you do it poorly.
Did they flip them?
They will flip your bed. One guy, I guess, he must have done such a bad job. They took his mattress out of his room and they slid it down a hill.
Did you have to go get it?
Yeah. And
that was probably a lot of work. Did anybody help him?
Yeah, somebody helped. His buddies or something helped. Somebody helped. Or they were like, go help that fucking guy. So I just did not touch the covers. Like, I just slept on top of the covers the whole time. One of my roommates, his dad had served, so he like knew how to do it. So he showed me. He helped me with the first time. It's like not touching him for the rest of the week. Great. And it was so cold, Matthew. And I was so sunburned because literally change, go right down. And then we were standing in that sun for probably 3 hours.
The first day?
That first day. And that's the most sunburned that I've ever been.
They didn't say, like, pack the screen, boys?
I mean, it says to pack sunscreen, but, like, they didn't tell you to put it on. Yeah.
So it's on you.
I mean, I didn't know what we were doing.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Boise State.
Yeah, that place
it
was so weird. Yeah.
How did you get a sniff? Like, how did you get invited to Boise State?
So a bunch of people, I think it's got... Was
it based on a class you took?
No, I don't know how they do it. I think maybe they ask like the guidance counselors like who could go, and then based on like certain things and like grades and stuff, a bunch of people get letters inviting them to apply to Boise State. And then one day these two American Legion guys showed up at the school and they were like, you're meeting with them today. So I went in there and like talked with these guys for a while.
What did they seem like? Did they? Because you want to know what this is? This is a classic. What's that movie? Fat Camp? Is that the movie?
Oh, Heavyweights.
Heavyweights. Yeah. This is a classic Heavyweights type scenario.
It was a lot like Heavyweights.
Like they're like, this is really cool. Like you should come do this.
Oh yeah. And the guys were very nice, but then you get there and it's just like
there's no American Legion people. It's just military personnel.
No, there are Legion folks as well.
Are they?
They do like the administrative stuff, but yeah.
Do you think they're scared of the military folk?
I don't think so because they've all like been a part of it before, and also like the guys, like on the very last day, you have like 30 minutes with your Marine, where he kind of like.
It's just cool.
He kind of exactly. He just like puts the fight. He's like, you guys have been through this whole week, like whatever, like. So they're like, you're gonna have 30 minutes with him. You can ask him whatever you want. So there's like this little plastic chair, and we're all fucking standing around. I remember there was this huge redheaded guy named Big Red, and I was standing next to him. And he like nudges me, and the guy comes in, and he sits down in just like this little plastic chair, and he goes, "Okay, first of all, yes, I killed someone. It was with a javelin, and it wasn't the only time I killed somebody." And we were like, "Oh, okay, now that's a good way to start."
Yeah.
Obviously, that's like the first question somebody's probably going to ask him. I bet you that would be third, because the first two questions you just kind of gauge this guy, and then by the third question, somebody's like,
"Have you ever murdered somebody in cold blood?"
Yeah,
only 6 people.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
I'm pretty angry.
I think the guidance counselor might have hated you.